We got to get the high sign from the broadcasting, and we'll begin. Fourth annual Mid-Atlantic Nostalgia Convention. Today, Friday, August 22nd, 2008. And we'd like to thank our friends at YUSA in the next room who are simulcasting this. Neil Ellis and Ken Stockinger and our pals who run YUSA, Bill Bragg and Kim Bragg. And my name's Derek Tague, and we have a wonderful panel today with a couple.
When are they coming?
Okay, to my immediate right is Rosemary Rice, and we know her from Betty on the Archie Andrews show. A lot of suspense, a lot of radio work. We're way before that, and of course, you might have seen this new movie out of the documentary about the Goldbergs, You Who Mrs. Goldberg, but there was another show around at the same time that you were the star of, I Remember Mama.
Right.
Okay, and in the middle we have Bob Hastings. We all know him. He was Archie from Archie Andrews. A lot of X-1s, McHale's Navy, All in the Family. You've seen him in movies like The Poseidon Adventure. We'd like to touch upon that. New to the field this year, new to these conventions is local resident Diana Soul, and we have her today, and she's well known from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And also joining us, who will be working with Diana, is Matthew Beckoff, and he informs me that Willy Wonka is his favorite movie of all time. And we're going to let him carry the interview part with Diana. Matthew was a professional representative of some of the types of people that you see at these conventions, including Larry Storch, who was a riot here last year, Soupy Sales, Mickey Freeman, the last surviving cast member of the Bilko Show, and Professor Irwin Corey. So let's start.
That's all the time we have. Thank you very much for coming.
There's Matthew now. Welcome. I got an interesting phone call yesterday. People know Anthony Tolan from the old-time radio conventions and from the hobby, the guy who knows all about the shadow. And he particularly asked me to ask Rosemary and Bob if you have any thoughts or about the new Archie Comics number 600. They're going with a storyline where Archie proposes to Veronica, and only one issue of the arc has come out, and we don't know what's going to happen. And we want to ask the original Betty what she thinks of that arrangement.
Well, I think it's terrible. I think that Betty was the nicer person. I think Veronica was a fan. And I was very, very hurt when he chose news.
Well, Archie, what do you got to say for yourself?
Well, I must say, I don't know why they're having him at that age. I mean, the whole history of the comic has been this high school kid. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what they've done in the last 50 years to Archie. But actually, as we did it back from, well, I did it from 40, we did it like 46 to 55 when it went off the air. But if from my opinion, as they grow older, Betty was the sweet girl next door, and Veronica was the sophisticated kind of, Archie would have married Betty.
Right.
That's the long of it, but he was infatuated by that southern accent of Veronica, so I just think it's a mistake, and somebody here said, I'll bet you they'll get such reaction that it'll be a dream that he gets married. That's a thought, though, isn't it? That's all I know. Can I?
Well, I read the story, and there is an element where he goes out for a walk one night, and he goes into the woods, and there's two paths, and he comes back home, and it's 4 years later, and we don't even get to see the college year. So I do think there are fantasy elements. Maybe if he walked down the other path, he would have chosen Betty, but we just gotta wait and see how this publicity stunt plays out over the next 6 issues. And I Remember Mama. That was, did Marlon Brando actually audition for the part of Nels, the brother played by Dick Van Patten?
No, Marlon Brando played Nels in the stage production.
Okay.
And he, I look back and I've seen some films of it, and he wasn't really good in that part. It was too heavy and dark, and the part had to have some humor in it. I don't know, Dick Van
Everybody played Nels in the I Remember Mama movie? All right, but...
They're all too young.
Oh, was it Lynn Holman?
What?
Not Lynn Holman.
No, it didn't make it Swedish.
Irene Dunn played Mama, that I remember.
Yeah.
But I don't remember who played the kids.
Oh, that Barbara Geddes played my part.
Oh, well, she was taller.
All right. Make a dispensation. Somebody turn on a cell phone and look it up on IMDb for us, would you? We'll try to get the answer for you as well. And you both did shows like Suspense and X-1, and I heard somebody say that you might held the record for the most appearances on.
I've heard that. I don't know that it's true that I did more X-1s. Then you know that also became Dimension X,
right,
which was the same show basically. They just changed the name. But I don't know how many I did. Somebody here today was telling me, "Oh, you did so many," and I listened to them. I said, "I don't even remember." Now that I turned 40, I would tell you, I don't think that's nice.
Not only were you Archie, but you were also Superboy in the Filmation cartoons of the 60s.
The original one, yes.
And then the Batmans from about 15, 20 years ago, you were Commissioner Gordon, so you have a...
No, I only played Commissioner Gordon in the new one, the one that was on about 5 years ago, not that long ago. Okay. I was the voice of Commissioner Gordon. I think we did about 3 years or 4 years. So, you know, anything for money, folks, you know. When you have 4 kids, 10 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, you gotta work. Especially when your wife refuses to work. She's right here. Stand up, Joan. I want people to see you. That poor lady has been married to me for 61 years. I'm waiting for a good one, then I'm leaving. No, we met, she's a singer. We met singing on radio back in the 40s. So go ahead, I've taken enough time and I'm getting tired.
One of the fan favorites at the Cincinnati and the Friends of Old Time Radio conventions was our pal Hal Stone, who played Jughead, and we lost him quite unexpectedly about 3 years ago. Do you have some fond memories working with him back in the day, and then like 50 years later you were working with him again at the conventions?
Oh yeah, well we always had a good time. We had fun on Archie. We were all kind of nice people. Radio people were wonderful people. I think the best actors I worked with and actresses were radio actors, because you had to be an actor. You know, you didn't look 6'3". Well, I did, and terribly handsome. I did too. But you know, really, radio actors, you had to act. You had to get across with your voice the part. So, but Hal was fun. He was Jughead. Wouldn't you say he was Jughead?
When I started on the show, we all started.
Speak into the mic, remember.
He was about 13 and 14 years old, so I kind of thought of him as a child. Put the mic closer.
That mic's not working. If you could use Bob's. That one's not even coming through the speaker.
Thank you.
That's much better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
This reminds me of that commercial. It says, "Can you hear me now?" Hal was about 13, as I remember, on Archie. And he was Jughead then. He's always been Jughead in my mind. And he never had to really put on that voice. It was there. You know, what was it? The opening line?
What, you all right?
Yeah.
Hello, Jughead, this is Archie.
Yeah.
Relax, Archie.
And
That was what he said.
Oh, yeah. But do his voice.
Do his voice?
Yeah.
Who could do that? I used to say, "Hello, Jughead, this is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death." And he'd say, "Yeah, relax, Archie, relax." He was much better at it.
And that laugh that Jughead did lives on today in Family Guy.
No, that was Archie. That was you.
No, Jughead didn't do the laugh, right?
Yeah. For what?
Well, whatever, when he
Oh,
like
I
cracked
don't.
lame
So
joke.
long ago, my boy.